Hey, I'm Karen and I'm driving a 2007 Ford Edge. I do real estate photography. I like to listen to the radio when I travel. I can't listen to the radio if I plug my GPS through the radio. And if I just use the GPS on my phone, I sometimes miss the GPS direction because it's too soft. The other thing that happens to me with the phone is that when people call, I can't answer the call and it drops my GPS. I'm hoping in replacing my radio with a new radio that I'm going to be able to answer the phone, use my GPS, tell what time it is, and be very high functioning as I travel. So I've cut the box open and we're going to see what all's inside here. A crutch-filled catalog. Cool. And some kind of a tool thing. I'm not sure what this is for yet, but I got a feeling it's part of the process. Ooh, scary. Wire harness, crimper things to put wires together, I think. I don't know. We'll see. And then I got parts. I think this is what fits in the dash. I think that's what this is about. And then I have a Radio Pro interface. I think this is what, yeah, with the steering wheel controls. So that's what we were looking for. So that's cool. Alrighty. And then here we go. Here's the radio. Alright, and it is Bluetooth, so hopefully I have my phone working there. And it looks like it does a lot of things I don't even know what all it does, but it has buttons, so I think that's going to be cool. And when I read about it, it said I could make the LED stuff any color I want, which I kind of like that. But here we go, Pioneer. And so here's the radio. Okay, one other thing. This looks like some kind of a thing for the antenna. That's what I believe this does. So it says Chrysler, but I'm sure that the guys knew and that it's the thing for my Ford Edge. Okay, and we've got some kind of wiring harness. Ooh, scary. It's got a lot of ends here. Oh, system remote control. Okay, I'm not sure about that. Screws, I think probably screwed into the holder thing. Remote control, I know what that is. Then we got, kind of looks like a microphone. That's interesting. So, didn't even know it had that. Okay, then we got the usual owner's manual. Alrighty, it appears to have arrived in good shape. And it's got buttons. I like buttons because I'm not a very good touchscreen person. So, it's got a lot of stuff on the back. Alright, so there's the radio. Okay, so we have the instructions, and I have gone and fetched out the tools that seem to be required for the job. Since I am not doing the speakers and things, I don't need these extra tools. So I should just need what's here. I got these pliers because you never know. You always need pliers for something. Before proceeding, eject discs from the factory unit if present. Well, problem is my factory unit is croaked. I don't know if there's a disc stuck in it or not. I don't really care. Set the parking brake. Disconnect the negative battery cable to prevent any electrical short. I can set the parking brake, no problem. I'll have to figure out how to disconnect the battery cable. Okay, so we're doing the one size fits all. It's the lefty-loosey game here, I think. Okay, so now, yeah, that was exciting. Okay, There, it's all the way off. Now we're good. Starting at the bottom corners, pry out the receiver, climate control trim panel to release the clips. Continue prying around all edges of the trim panel. Pull out the trim panel. Said by the climate control thing, so I'm trying that. And I don't know. I don't want to break it. Okay, so now I'm under this part. Alright, now I'm having success here. I didn't realize that was there. There we go. Okay, now I'm making progress. Whoa, there it goes. Wow. Well, that's cool. Okay, so then I got all these wires here. That's kind of neat. Disconnect the wiring harness and remove. So I guess I'm unhooking these babies. That's not hard. Okay, I can do that. And this one, I'm not sure how he comes out of there. There we go. Okay, yay! That was not very intuitive. I would never have imagined that. I've not done this before. There we go. Okay. Remove 4 7mm screws securing the factory radio to the dash. Well, sports fans, I don't see screws. I kind of think they are something. Oh, they're like bolt things. They're not really like screwdriver things. Okay, so I have the tool for that. So I'm going to use the extension. Looks like a good time. 2 down. Drop them in the cup holder. Handy dandy. 3 down. And on number 4. Pull out the radio. Come on, radio. Whoa, radio is dirty. Disconnect and remove. Sounds simple enough. It's not looking too bad, guys. Okay, I think I need to fetch parts. Receiver installation. Secure the receiver to the mounting bracket. This is a double DIN receiver. So I secure the receiver to the mounting bracket following the instructions supplied with the dash kit. Have the handy dandy utility knife here. I think I scored that pretty good. Either my blade's dull or it's just not an easy process. Resorting to an auxiliary tool here. There. Hey! I win. Okay, now I think I may do this over here. I think it'll break off. Yeah, that's pretty clean. I need to attach this onto here. I don't think that was in the instruction step, but I think we go right like this. Snaps on. Hopefully I did it right. Now we have left and right. Okay, so we orient our radio left and right. There we go. That's the thing of beauty. Fits together there. Radio fits kind of snug in there. Now I'm trying to find what are the proper screw holes here. Do we have a hint on our instruction set? Not particularly. They are difficult to get in. Yeah. Definitely wasn't terribly intuitive about these screws. Had to have a little extra kibitzing to get that point. Making sure they're all tight. Don't want the radio to fall out. Okay, there we go. This radio is so light. Okay, so now we have the sides on. And our next objective, I think, is plugging in all the stuff. Make wiring connections following the instructions supplied with the receiver. Wiring interface received from Crutchfield. Alright, so this is the steering wheel control unit that came in that blue box from Radio Pro. And that plugs in down here. And we found these things in the diagram. This is from Pioneer to show us where things plugged in. And then we have all these wires that we have to attach to these wires. And I hope that we just match the colors. Then up here, this came with the directions from Radio Pro, which told us about this little switch here to turn So, and since we're Panasonic, or no, we're Pioneer, there we go. And the little wheel to turn is in here, so we have to turn it to 7. So we've turned it to 7. So that's there, and this is all part of that harness. This here is the subwoofer, and found that by looking at the radios diagram here to tell us where that was. And then this one plugs in there. It's another part of the harness thing. So now I have this extra wire because I don't have the I don't know what part that was. I don't have it. So I have electrical tape, which is something not mentioned on the list, but whenever you're working with electrical things, electrical tape is always handy to have. And then I have a pair of scissors to cut the electrical tape, because it never tears very well. I just don't ever like leaving a bare wire back in anywhere. That can be problematic. So hey, it matches the little wire. So I'm just going to wrap them all up, some tape so he can't get into trouble. So we got that all plugged in. Now the next part is playing color match here, I guess, because I have no idea what these are. They're not in any of the diagrams. And I'm just going to try and match them to these. And then I've got to figure out how I use these little connectors. Hopefully not too complicated. Strip 3/8 to a 1/2 inch, twist, insert, and tighten. So hey, I think even I can do that. So that's my next project. Get back with you when I have those matched. Okay, here we are. This is kind of a demonstration of these little wire dealy-doos, and I just have a scrap piece of wire, so I'm going to demonstrate how these things do. I twist them together, I stick them through this hole. Okay, then the next part is, here's the other end of this cap. I screw this cap on there. Then I have a nice tight connection for the two wires coming together. And then we go to this wiring harness, and every one of these wires had to be stripped back about 1/2 an inch and matched to the wires from this harness. And each one of these babies has one of these things on it that holds the two wires together, and we wrapped them all in tape here so they're not all over the place. They kind of made it a little bit neater of a arrangement with this wiring harness. Okay, this probably was the longest part of the whole process so far. So I think that I would definitely add electrical tape to the needed tools and wire crimpers or something that you're going to use to wire strippers to strip the ends off these wires so that you can put them in this thing, because you just got to do that. Okay, now we're going to put the harness to the radio. Okay, now this part here is for the steering wheel controls, and I don't need this extra wire, but it plugs in down here, and I found that out by looking in the manual for the radio. Okay, this guy is the major component of this wiring harness thing, and he's going to go visit the back here, and I got his the connector up, and he should plug right in there. There we go. And then I don't have an entertainment center in the back, and I don't have whatever else, so I don't need those. Okay, so this is for the subwoofer. We're plugging it in, and then this is going to go into the car. I think we pretty well got it wrapped up here. Hold the receiver assembly near the dash. Connect the receiver wiring interface to the vehicle harness. Using the antenna adapter, plug the antenna lead into the rear of the receiver. Slide the assembly into the dash, secure with screws previously removed. We're all plugged in everywhere, and all the extra wires are down through the hole. So, we're getting up to here. Now these holes are pretty easy to figure out. Okay, it's nice and snug. Test operation and reassemble dash by reversing removal steps. We got the blue guy to the blue, so that's going to be alright. I snapped them down and I flipped that cool little lever up. Alright, now I got the black to the black. That's kind of a cool little thing how that hooks in there. It's kind of looking like the wire has a natural lay like this, so I'm going to take a wild guess. I should have marked them because I haven't really got a clue, except the wire lays this way, so it seems like that would be the way. So I'm hoping my guess is right. I should have marked them. I don't really know what they do, but I guess they'll do what they do. Alright, now there, I felt that snug up, so I think we got her. Alright. Alright. I think that's it. Now I'm watching for the spark. I'm not putting my hand back there this time. I'm trying to get the thing down on it. There he goes. Now he's all hooky-dooed up. Right. And so now I just need to tighten this guy. And I'm being careful not to hit anything metal because that becomes too exciting. You could tell it's near 4th of July. My neighbors are blowing things up. Okay, nice and tight because I don't want a dead battery. Alright, the moment of truth. Okay, well, setup, so that's kind of cool. And try to change the choices that you make, 'cause they're the choices that made me. And even though I love this crazy life, sometimes I wish it was a smoother ride. Take the train, 'cause every way. I'm turning it down. Loud? Yeah, it's nice and clear now. Okay. And I'm turning it down with the steering wheel thing. That's very cool. It works great.